I can make a batch roughly in a day, but I need a night in between to process some of that, to let some machines run. After we've gotten the beans from the wholesaler, or from essentially from the jungle, right? We roast them. So I take my beans, I put them in the roaster, and there's a little bit of magic to figuring out roasting times, how high you raise the temperature to heat. Once they're roasted, you let them cool off, and then they go into what's called a cracker and a winnower. And that's a machine that literally breaks them up into large chunks, and then it literally vacuums off the extra, the husk, the shell, whatever that was. And then you're left with the cocoa nib. With the nib, you now pre-grind it. So there's a process of turning it into essentially, the equivalent would be take wheat and make flour, all right? It's sort of a similar process. So we make it into this finer product that then gets put in the mill, and that's what this equipment does. So in the mill, we then add sugar, milk powder, and more cocoa butter, and it sort of mixes it all. But the important thing there is it grinds it down to like these really small sizes. There's then also a conch and that you can use to further process, if you will. And when I say process, this isn't like a chemical type processing, right? We're talking just prolonged time milling, refining is really the idea. The next step then is tempering. So we take that chocolate and then in its raw form, if you just pour it into a mold, you set that in the fridge and in a cooling rack for some period of time, usually a few hours, so that the chocolate harden. I buy wrappers and then they get inserted and then I seal them.